Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury sets Anthony Joshua another deadline. He said, get this contract signed today. Tyson Fury returns to negotiations for Anthony Joshua fight, sets new deadline. Get this contract signed today, says Fury. Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, responds, I suggest he allows us to keep working hard to make the fight. Tyson Fury, of course, has returned for negotiations and called for him to sign the contract to their showdown today. He says, my promoter, Frank Warren, convinced me to let Queensberry carry on negotiations with this team this week, despite me knowing that you were never going to do this fight, Fury said. Wow. Both Fury and Joshua are aligned with different broadcasters, bringing those networks to an agreement on a TV deal that was seen as a key stumbling block in the negotiations for this fight. But Fury has claimed that the rival broadcasters are all happy with the terms. So the deadline was Monday, Fury said. I allowed Frank to continue doing meetings with your team and your broadcasters and all that. Now we have BT, DAZN, and ESPN all on the same page. They are happy with everything. They're all ready to rock and roll. You guys asked for a lot of stuff. You want to be co-promoters when you're a voluntary challenger. Guess what? I said give it to them. Let them be co-promoters. You want full transparency. Even though you're not an equal shareholder in this party, you know what? I said give them full transparency. I've got nothing to hide. I'm not trying to rob anybody. I've not robbed anybody of a penny in my life. So you've got a full transparency. Everything is clean and clear. Now, Joshua, the ball is really in your court, son. Joshua has previously insisted that he would sign the contract, but it had to go through his lawyers and management team. In a direct challenge to him, Fury declared, everybody is done. If you're a man and if you got any sort of dignity and pride about you, you'll get this contract signed today. That's it. There is no more days, weeks, months. You've had the contract now for over 2 weeks and you still haven't signed it. Show the public that you're really the big coward that I know you are, and don't sign it. I don't care either way if you sign it or not. It makes no difference to me at all. You're a beaten man and I'm a world champion. I'm chucking you a massive bone, but I know I can punch a face, and so I'm willing to give you the opportunity. Those are the words of Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Let me counterpunch. You know, one thing I like about Fury, though, and it might frustrate a lot of people, but then it's like a double-edged sword. He'll say something like he always does and go right back and contradict what he says. But in this situation, it's a good thing. See, everything that I asked, I don't know if he was watching these videos or whatever, but it was like, well, if you know your team is trying to make the fight, why are you trying to swat down the fight? You know, and because that just didn't make sense to me. That made no logical sense to me. I know he's impatient. I know he's skeptical. I know he has his doubts and all that. But at the end of the day, you know, let your team do what you pay them to do, their job. And let Anthony Joshua do what he needs to do with his team. You know, and Anthony said Sunday, it's not like I have the contract sitting in my lap and I'm just not refusing to sign it. It's not the case. That's not the case at all. They're looking over that contract to make sure everything is right. Now, the one question I have for Joshua, now I have two, but the first question I have for Joshua is, what is really taking so long? I mean, if you have a team of people going over this, you know, reading what that fine print says, how long does it really take? What's the norm? What's the standard? How long does it really take to look through a particular contract and see what is approved and what's not approved? What do you agree with? What don't you agree with? Those are the things that you really that should be looking at it. Maybe, I don't have like expertise in contracts. I don't. I'm not going to claim to know. But like if we were in layman terms, which I am clearly using, that's what you do, right? You look over the contract, you and your people that know contract details and, what certain words mean, definitions mean, like those type of things. And that's what you would be looking for. But then it's like, okay, you had that amount of days. And I think, honestly, Frank was still working with Eddie Hearn. Okay. And they're still working. So it's like, okay, how much time would you need? And the second question you ask yourself is now, since Tyson Fury has now allowed more time, he has allowed Frank Warren, good job, Frank, good job, Fish Eyes, to allow him to do his job, to help him get that fight that he claims he wants. That looks good. And it at least shows that Tyson Fury is lenient. Because at first I was like, okay, that's BS because Tyson Fury is now saying a lot of stuff like, oh, I'm cutting it off all of a sudden. It's like, oh, but I'm like, it's just finally looking like it's getting done. They don't even have any snags. There's no reason for that. So I don't see why the negotiations can't continue forward. The fighters, I think, should continue training. I think they should continue in the gym and do their job. And I think the people that they pay to do all the legal stuff should do their job. But then it's like today, okay? The only problem I have, which I'm happy, because at least I'm satisfied with Tyson Fury, at least extending the deadline. Fair play to Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, the current WBC heavyweight superstar boxer of the world. Okay. I wish by Monday he would have said, I will give you Friday. Because at this point, we don't know. We don't know if the negotiations continue. Did they just stop because Tyson Fury said, hey, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to fight Manuel Char. I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? I'm going to do something else. You blew it. You're an idiot. You remember that? Okay, well, who's to say that team didn't just say, you know what? He don't want to fight no more. So what the hell are we doing? Let me stop looking at this long, thick, booked contract that probably is bigger than what I said. It's probably, a gang of pages, in like carts, right? That was sent over from BT or really basically, probably through fax, right? So they had to see if that's right and get it together and then all that. So who's to say that team didn't say, you know what, man, I guess we're not going to fight, so let's stop looking at that. And then you look at and you think about it, why wouldn't they do that if Tyson Fury said we're done? Unless, again, of course, Frank Warren said, you know what, let's keep doing this because I can talk to Tyson Fury. You guys keep looking at this contract to see if it's kosher because we want to get this deal done to bring Anthony in to 258 management and sign this freaking thing after we have completed it, after we have made sure and assured it's good on both sides, and that will be it. So let's hope they continued, okay, looking at that contract. Because, see, I'm not one of those type of people that like certain channels with agendas. It's not me that don't want the fight to happen. I want the fight to happen. The heavyweight division needs a bone throw, and it's the Joshua and Tyson Fury show. Fair play, the Tyson Fury and Joshua show. Okay, but I think Tyson knows, honestly, also, and I'm going to do a live today, that what he's allowing to happen needed to happen for this fight to happen. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of this new news that Tyson the Gypsy King Fury has extended the deadline to today. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.